I'm Chris.
And I'm Dom.
And We Got Next.
Thank you guys for checking out the We Got Next videos on YouTube, our live stream. As you can see, I have my Madden 16 pulled up. I'm doing a little bit of Ultimate Team. We're actually going to do a pack opening for you guys today. Got some legendary packs ready to go, but this isn't all that we're going to be doing today. We are still doing our normal podcast, which means we're about to cover everything in gaming. What have you been doing this week, man?
This week, I've just been like really chilling out on video games, honestly. But there are a few games I have been like playing here and there. I've been playing 2K, doing Domination, Gauntlet, stuff like that. I pulled some packs, trying to play Road to Playoffs, but there's a bunch of stuff that happened. They dropped another patch for the game and kind of ruined a lot of stuff for me. Played The Walking Dead. I went out and bought The Walking Dead Season 1 and Season 2 again. Playing that from Telltale. Great game. And I've been debating if I want to buy the Minecraft Story Mode or if I want to buy the other game they released. Like, it was the Back to the Future one. They have a Back to the Future game they made, which seemed pretty cool. It's like $15 at GameStop. I was thinking about getting it, but I don't know. That's what I've been working on doing. What about you, man?
Well, with the perks of my job, I've picked up a few games. I have given Fallout 4 a try so that I could make a review for you guys. I would say that it is Game of the Year. This game is amazing. I've kind of stopped playing Call of Duty as much as I really do enjoy the Call of Duty series. But this game, man, it's taken over. It's my new favorite right now. I would say that that's all that I'm doing. I've also been playing Tomb Raider so that I can have a review ready for that. But I'm going to go back to Fallout real quick and then we'll go to Tomb Raider. With Fallout, Bethesda put out another top tier game. This game is phenomenal. Haven't found one problem with it yet. If you guys have played Fallout before, it's still Fallout, you know. From what I understand, not a bunch has changed with the mechanics of the game. But graphically, this game is amazing. This game hits on all points. I would say the only thing I wish I kind of knew what I was doing a little bit more, but I kind of also enjoy that this is like true open world. I have no set destination. I can go wherever I want, do whatever I want. This is the perfect game. With this being the first one that I've ever played, I'm trying to learn everything with it, but I give it a 10 out of 10. Easy 10 out of 10. And then with Tomb Raider, I did not pick that up on PlayStation. It's not out on PlayStation yet. I'd have to wait another year. I picked it up on my Xbox One. It does give a little bit of competition to Fallout, but just because I just picked it up, I've been really wanting to play Fallout over it. This is my favorite Tomb Raider that has ever been released. Graphically, it looks well, and it has an open world aspect to it now as well. So I really do enjoy the fact that games are kind of letting you do what you want to do, for the most part.
For sure.
There is still, alright, you have to go do this now. But
he's fresh, but keeping the same formula.
I agree. Podcast. You guys cannot see what is on the screen right now. Just pulled Rashad Jones, strong safety for the Dolphins, 88 overall, which at this point in the game there are some better strong safeties, but this is still really good. I think I'll actually be able to sell him up on the block. Yep. So we'll see how much he goes for here in a little bit. But The thing that I really like about both of these games that I think that they share, that's good, of course, is the fact that with the open world, it's big enough for each game that it truly does feel like you have so much to go and explore. And I mean, Fallout, there is hidden things, and there's all these other side quests with Tomb Raider, or Rise of the Tomb Raider, I guess I should be saying. There is side tombs, but doing those unlocks special abilities, so it is extremely worth it to go give those a shot.
What would you rate be on Tomb Raider?
Tomb Raider right now, there is a lot of cinematics to it so far. So right now I would give it about an 8.5, maybe a 9. I just need to play a little bit more, see if I kind of get away from all this cinematics, see if there's actually a long period of time before, the next one appears. But it's top tier as well, man. 8.5, 9. But that does bring a question to mind. Both of these being open world games, do you think that the era of, let's say, like God of War, Dynasty Warriors, where it's like forcing you to go in one direction, is over?
No, not at all. I mean, Tomb Raider has a semi-open world.
Yes, it is.
It's still a story. I mean, God of War could easily do the same thing. Just easily do it. When you take a game like Borderlands, where it's like, or Fallout, where it's like fully open, yes, there is a story you can advance, but also you can just wander around for hours aimlessly, just killing stuff. So I mean, those games are more prevalent now because everybody likes the ability to just like to free roam. I mean, that's like the biggest draw for games like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
And now with GTA Online, it's like really blowing because now we can do it with our friends, just explore this world, go steal cars and stuff like that. So I mean, no, I don't think that those games are over because I just believe that those like straight narrative stories where you're working from one end to the other, there's so many different ways you can do it.
Okay,
So many different stories you can tell with that without having an open world. Like you take a game like Call of Duty, like every year their campaign is really good. Even though people believe like no one watches Call of Duty for the campaign, their campaigns are always A1, and it was just like if that was just the game, it would still be a really good game.
It would. I'd agree with you.
So now I couldn't see that genre dying. Dynasty Warriors, yes, because it's super repetitive. But
yeah.
Just in general, the genre, no.
Okay, because see, my thing about it is I feel like the genre of not really being able to do what you want to do and move at your own pace is kind of being pushed to that last leg it can stand on. Just for the simple fact that everybody wants to find that weird thing in the game. Everybody wants that ability to go to every corner of a huge map. Let me do what I want to do. I'll get to that when I want to get to that type of a thing.
Yeah.
And I just really feel that if video games want to continue to advance in the way that they have, you have to continue on with letting gamers have more space. I mean, look at the sales of Grand Theft Auto and Fallout. Those open world games. You could even put Borderlands in that as well, because Borderlands has only put out 3 games. Technically 4, but the Handsome Collection was just
like a remaster.
Yeah, a remastering. And technically, they just announced the Borderlands Triple Pack, which will be available for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. It's all 3 games. together. So if you have missed any part of the franchise, you can go get that. Sadly, it's not available for the next gen consoles, which doesn't really make sense to me, but that's okay.
See, look, I can't, like, you're comparing them. When we compare them, when you say like, the biggest one is that, open world games, I think of games like Mario. Super Mario, like, even like they released another game on the Wii, or Zelda. It's a straightforward narrative to an extent. There's a little bit of exploration. You can put it like almost in that semi-category as like Tomb Raider or BioShock Infinite.
Yeah.
Pretty much makes you go a direction, and they sell very well. I just think it's just open world games have this allure and this draw, and yeah, there's some very big titles, but I don't think that you can just be like all games in the future are going to be open world, because I just don't believe that some narratives, some stories can be that true open world experience.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because Fallout's like a true open world experience, and like when I think of games like Assassin's Creed, yeah, it's open world, but there's really only so much you can do within the parameters of the story. Fallout, you're basically making your own story.
Very true.
You make allies, you kill people, you have choices. Kind of like The Witcher. It's like the map's so huge, you can do so much with it. Whereas, Tomb Raider, there's a lot you can do. There's side tunes, but then it's kind of like, okay, there's like a direct path you can take too.
Okay, I see what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
For everybody wondering if I like just started playing. Oh wow, they made me start all the way over legitimately. I have a new PS4. I have the Black Ops 3 edition. I did not realize that a lot of my stuff was going to be knocked off, but that's okay.
You kept the team, so now you play against really crappy people.
Yeah, pretty true. Well, I guess I'll deal with it. I just feel like, imagine if they made Mario open world.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent.
No, like a Borderlands open or a Fallout open.
I don't know how that would work though. Like, what would be the point of the game?
I mean, I don't know. I don't work for Nintendo.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like the point of Fallout is like you're in this world. It's nuclear wasteland. You're trying to survive. You're coming out of your vault.
True.
So it's like you're seeing this world for the first time and you're exploring, and eventually the story starts to pick up. Mario, I don't see how Mario could have an extremely open world like that with Mario. Like, we already have this narrative for Mario where it's like Bowser's the bad guy, takes Peach, A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
So it's like we kind of have this already ingrained in us. So for them to give us a fully open world, they had like, Super Mario 64.
Yes.
It was pretty open world, but it wasn't, how we assume open world is now. And also with how consoles are, they have so much power that they can, create these vast landscapes and crazy worlds for us to play in.
Very true.
With ease,
Very true. I just really think that's where I would like to see gaming go. I mean, that doesn't mean that that's where it will go, but that's where I would like to see it. Also with that, I just think that
first down at the 22.
Not that we limit ourselves to thinking that games like that could only be one way or the other, but that at some point everything's got to move to an open world atmosphere. Oh, we're lagging. But that's okay.
It's been doing that all day.
Yeah, my internet isn't cooperating with me. I don't know if whoever is talking is going to be audible. We are live streaming onto YouTube, like we have said a few times. No, man, it's crazy that a lot of games now are so stuck. You know what I mean? They're stuck in that genre. And I feel like if we were to just open up our minds to it, we could really have games take on this new feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it's
I guess that's just why I want to see Mario go open.
It kind of depends on the game, honestly. I mean, like, you take a game like Skate. It was huge because it was Tony Hawk, but it was open world. You know, you can go around, skate where you want to, do what you want to do. Bully, Grand Theft Auto. But then you have other games, you know, like Max Payne.
Yeah, true.
It's like kind of a straightforward, more like narrative instead of a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, everybody loves a good story. Everybody loves to be entertained that way. You know, when you play games like Until Dawn,
Yeah.
it's entertaining to watch, like, you know, a movie. I mean, there are movies where it's like choose your own adventure. There are movies like in movie theaters, like Disneyland and stuff like that. Some movies just have that type of stuff. But the main attraction is like just the narrative. Where you're watching it, it's kind of controlled. So, I mean, I can see what you're saying, and I can see it happening for sure. But do I think it's just like everything's gonna change? No, I couldn't picture some franchises making that jump and it being successful.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from with that. I just that's not the only thing I wanted to talk about today, but I feel like, you know, we are gonna probably spend a little bit of time on that, of course. Sometimes I just really feel like game companies get stuck in, okay, this worked once, never change it.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time because, you know, I'll be proven wrong in, you know, comment sections or stuff like that, but there's always that one game that tries it and fails miserably so nobody else wants to do it. I think that it would be a smart move. Just for some major franchise to give it a shot. If you've got that extra money,
well, like what
shot.
franchise would you want to see do it? What franchise?
Missed that kick. I'd like to see. I think I would like to see most. I'd like to see Mario have an attempt at an open world game.
And how would it work though? Again, like how would that? You know what I'm saying? It's like the character of Mario. What is he going to be doing in this open world?
I mean, I feel like you could put him in some sort of scenario. Of course, Bowser has Peach, and with all the toads that, you know, populate the Mushroom Kingdom, you could have them all definitely, you know, give out the side quests, like you help the toads, and like by helping the toads that helps you later on and stuff like that.
So I don't know. Like to me, that sounds like Super Mario 64.
But I'm saying
because like you can't like you get what I'm saying. It's like if I have a fully open world game like Grand Theft Auto, I can never do a mission. Like I can just play it, pick it up, play it, and do whatever I want. Mario, it's like you're there to save Peach. That is your thing. You get what I'm saying? So like, it can never be a fully open world. It's still gonna be like that looming narrative where it's like, okay, we're here to rescue Peach, bro. Let's go get her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Mario, it may not be a really good example, but I'm thinking like 2K. Like if my career was fully open world where you like, you know, you actually went to high school, you had to get there on time or something, like some stupid like game, or you go to the park and go shoot around, or stuff like that, or like go to the store and actually buy shoes.
Yeah.
And then once you get to the league, you can go to the store, buy shoes, go to the tattoo shop, go meet up with other players, and go to the park, stuff like that. That would work. That would be fine.
Okay, yeah, I'd agree with you there. Do you feel, just to kind of switch topics, it is something I've been wanting to know. Do you feel that the sports games like Madden, like 2K, that have this card system, their success with the card system is the reason why other franchises have been picking it up. I mean, Advanced Warfare had it. Halo 5 has it. You can get rec packs that only work in one version of the online multiplayer. You can't use it in Arena, I don't believe, but there is a Warzone area that you can use it. Tomb Raider has cards now, and you can go into like challenge rooms and do that with the cards, make it harder, make it easier. But do you think the success that sports games have had with the cards has made other franchises at least try to use cards?
I don't know, because I can never really compare Madden or anything. Like, the draw for me is like in 2K is I can play you online regularly. We can pick two different teams in the NBA and play. But when I have my team, it's a collection of players that I really want to play with from any generation. With like, now it's your logo, your gym, everything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the lure. Also with Madden, it's like, you can have Peyton Manning, you can have Randy Moss, you can have this guy and that guy, have this really good team instead of just picking like, I'm just going to pick the Broncos.
Okay.
And with these like shooting games and like other games that have like the card itself, yeah, I can see that, like just the card, but like the mindset behind it, I don't know, because like I know Titanfall did that. They had the card system.
Oh, I didn't know Titanfall had the card
Yeah,
system.
and they were called burn cards, and you would get like special weapons or abilities, and you would use it like, okay, you spawn in with this special gun, and once you die, it's gone. So you can choose to use it whenever you want, but once you use it, it's gone.
That's kind of interesting.
It adds a dynamic to it, kind of like, the cards in Tomb Raider. It's like, okay, I can go to this challenge room and do it normally,
Yeah.
but I can make it harder if I make everybody on fire. Or I can make it big-headed Laura and do it.
Sadly, he's not making up.
Yeah, that's stuff I saw yesterday.
I just really think that they saw the success that Madden and 2K were having and decided, you know what, let's give it a shot. Let's see if the card system works for our franchise. If it does, it's more money for them. Not necessarily saying that is the brightest decision, but it's going to work for them no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's going to be somebody that just absolutely loves the card system in Halo or loves the card system in Call of Duty. They love pulling advanced supply drops, seeing what they get. They love pulling rec packs, seeing what they get.
Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of getting stuff. And I mean, some games, like, I feel Titanfall did it, like, the best in, like, their sense. It's like, okay, you get this, after these challenges, you might get a card or a supply drop, whatever. Call of Duty didn't really do it too well just because it was, like, you kept it in, like, there were definite things you could get that you had for the rest of the gaming cycle unless you sold it, and they were better than the original guns. With Titanfall, the burn cards, they might have been better. You might have got a special gun that shot really fast and had no recoil, but once you died, it's gone. Once the game was over, it's gone. You can never get it back unless you like randomly get it,
Yeah.
So, and then like with Madden, and like 2K, FIFA, MLB now has the Diamond Dynasty.
Yep.
I just feel like that's more or less like the trading card aspect of the game. It's like, it's kind of like if we had like a Pokemon game like that. I can see that. Like a fully open world Pokemon game where in real life, kind of like Skylanders, you go and buy cards. While also collecting Pokemon within the game itself.
Okay.
So like I can walk around and not spend any money and just like hopefully get these cards, or I can go out and buy packs of cards, put a code in, now I have this Pokemon. And I can walk around, go to gyms, explore, battle with my friends. I can see like a fully open world Pokemon game. I mean, they have the Pokemon Go,
That's going to be coming out on mobile devices pretty soon, I believe.
I mean, that's kind of different. I mean, I want some more information about that personally before I like buy into it. Just because it's like, okay, with these Pokemon, do I really have to go to that certain area to find this one specific Pokemon, or is it any grassy area to find, this? I have to do by water to find a Squirtle, or can it just appear like when I'm at work? These special. They have like in the commercial they showed Mewtwo showing up in Times Square. So we all capture Mewtwo, or we'll show up in like specific areas. I mean, I'm nowhere near New York City, so I'm really upset they get like Mewtwo and Lugia and stuff there, but in Kansas City we get Squirtle. I'll be kind of salty about that. So I feel like I need some more information, but it was a cool idea. I like it.
There is a new game coming out. God, I don't want to get the name of it wrong, but I probably will. It's like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I believe, which is a open world Pokemon game that you play as a Pokemon, trying to help save
Pokemon from being captured.
I don't know if you're saying from being captured,
being enslaved by the human race. All right.
I think you're just trying to like help save the world. But you can recruit other Pokemon, I'm assuming by battling them, which doesn't really make too much sense. If you beat the brakes off of me, I doubt that me and you are gonna now go on a wonderful adventure together. I feel like next time I see you, I'm gonna want to beat the brakes off you.
See, I feel like if they did the game, but it was the Pokemon overthrowing the people. Like you're trying to escape from, I don't know, I don't want to make it too dark because it's Pokemon, but like, let's say you're a Pokemon trying to help other Pokemon escape from Team Rocket.
Okay.
So you're fighting against Team Rocket members and you're trying to get them out of like, away from the people. I can't go like too far into it because the way I'm thinking about it now, it gets like really dark really fast. It's just like, bro, we gotta kill these people to get away from them. I wonder if Pokemon do feel like that. So they have emotions and they have feelings, and they're really just like wild animals. But I wonder if they ever do feel like, bruh, as soon as this dude go to sleep, I'm killing him from out, bro.
I feel like they would have to. I bet they're more like cats than they are dogs.
Yeah. There's a study showed that like cats are like secretly trying to kill people. Like deep down, a lot of cats have resentment towards their owners, and that's why they tend to lash out more than dogs do, and like scratch their owners. They're more irritable. So if you rub a cat the wrong way, not just like messing with it, but like in general, like over the course of its lifetime, it's more likely to be fed up with your shit and like scratch you than a dog is to like bite you. So I think it's a pretty interesting like study. I don't know how they got all that research. They asked a bunch of like people who own cats, like, yeah, my cat's a freaking dick. But I don't give him fancy feasts all the time, so that might be the reason why.
See, I always looked at it as if it was more like legitimate dogfighting. That's kind of what it feels like, but it's also like taboo to say that.
Oh yeah. I just think it's weird how everybody's so damn comfortable with it. Like, not like fighting the Pokemon. I feel like at some point it just be like, yeah, it's alright, like that just happens so many times. But like, there are giant bees with drills for hands floating around. I feel like I'll not be comfortable like walking around outside. I don't think they're all friendly. Like I'm afraid of like freaking possums and stuff like that here. Like I'm like, oh, I might have rabies. But if you tell me like a possum can shoot lightning out of his bat, I'm not going outside.
Okay, very true.
And like Ash is like what, 15 in the TV show?
Yes. No, 12.
He's 12. His mom just sends him out into the world. Just go capture these wild beasts that could kill him.
Yes.
You never hear about the people who got attacked by like wild Pokemon either. In some episodes they kind of show up, but it's like you never hear about like Yeah, my friend got mauled by a Snorlax. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's very true. That's very true. I just also feel like the Pokemon world, especially when it comes to video games, when they decide, oh, we're gonna make this next Pokemon game, who's the villain? In the newest ones, it's always a group of people that really resemble people. Like it's a group of people saying, oh no, you shouldn't, you're destroying these Pokemon by having them battle each other, and it's such a violent, demented thing, and then you go beat them. Like, I don't.
So then they use Pokemon to battle you? That's how they fix it? Dog fighting's wrong. So in order to stop these dog fighters, I'm going to have my trained pit bulls kill theirs to stop them. You know, it's like, I don't know. That is kind of funny. I think it's funny also how you said earlier that some companies don't change their formula. Pokemon has this really funny formula they have where it's like they pick a region, they make a new region or whatever, but they've never made a game with all the regions at once.
That's a good point.
Because if they did, there'd be no reason for you to buy another Pokemon game. I'm pretty sure a lot of older gamers, not like the young kids who play Pokemon now, they probably don't even really know the original, 150 Pokemon. They're
151.
Yeah, they probably don't even really know. They probably don't even really care because they have this Pokemon that resembles this Pokemon. They have Chimchar. It's a Charmander. Every new region they have the same base Pokemon. They just kind of change what it is, right? So, I mean, the older gamers, personally, I'm fed up with the shit. I'm not buying another Pokemon game. I don't want to capture a giant ice cream cone Pokemon.
That was actually really annoying when I did that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a Pokemon. When I found that out, I had some words.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So I'm pretty sure the older gamers, we would just buy that one game to capture the Pokemon we want to capture. I feel like they can do a really good open world game like that too, but they're not going to because it kind of forces you to buy the next one to play it. If you want to play a new Pokemon game, you gotta buy the new one. You can go back and play the old ones, I guess, but once you beat it, you gotta delete all your stuff or use another save slot.
Oh, see, I just use emulators on cell phones.
Yeah.
And then every time I update to a new phone, gotta re-download, and then I get to do it all over again. But I guess, even with just me saying that, do you think people using emulators are, I don't know, not cheating the system, but you're also not really paying for the games anymore?
I mean,
it's also hard to find them.
A lot of people that use emulators are playing N64 games.
I guess that's true. And it's kind of hard to find a good
Game Boy Color game.
Yeah.
It's really old stuff that, I mean, I don't think you'd be really salty about that. I don't think Frank Sinatra's family really cares about people who are legally downloading his music now. If that makes sense. At the time when they're making it, yes, but 20 years from now, I don't think Eminem's gonna be they're gonna still download my, first album. No one's gonna care. I don't think anybody really cares. I don't like how it's not I don't like how it's frowned upon, because I don't think it's that important. I mean, unless it's a brand new game and you're stealing it, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But if it's something really old, really hard to find, if you want to play the original, you want to play Ocarina of Time on your phone, I think that's cool. It spreads, it out. Because, I mean, you might meet someone who's never played the game. You might have a niece or nephew who wants to play it on your phone. Keep them quiet. You play it on the bus. It spreads that brand.
True. I'd agree with that. Okay, so then I guess my next question would be, with the recent trends with emulators, and their popularity has shot through the roof. With our generation of gamers and slightly older, younger gamers don't really want to go back and play Pokemon Yellow because they don't know what Jigglypuff does.
They need to. They need to.
They need to.
I
Absolutely.
play should be mandatory. What kind of play was that?
It was a pitch.
But he pitched it forward
Yeah, but
behind the line of scrimmage.
yeah, you can do that.
That was
It's not frowned upon, but it's also if you do that at the wrong moment, that's picked, and now everybody's running in the opposite direction.
I thought it was a weird play. Like, I think that type of play could work in real life, just one time.
Oh yeah,
One time.
each team has it. I mean, Denver doesn't because Peyton's not running, but each team kind of has some sort of a let's confuse them. They don't know which way we're gonna pitch the ball type of a thing. But I don't think a lot of teams use it as often as it should. We want to keep them on their toes because most of the time everybody runs by that first guy thinking he's a blocker. So if you can quickly shovel it forward, it's not a bad play.
I mean, it's not. That's what I was thinking too, but it's just weird how that one. He was like not even facing the guy. He literally like pitched it in front of him, technically,
Sure.
to the line of scrimmage. It looked really weird. But yeah,
Oh, he had a touchdown.
But yeah, with emulators, I feel like, honestly, I think the reason why they've gotten so popular too is our phones themselves. Our phones are so powerful now. I mean, I think back to when we were in high school, like the big phone, the big touchscreen phone, was the Evo 4G. That was like the biggest one. I mean, there was an iPhone, I think, at the time.
iPhone 1 or 2.
Yeah, it just came out. It was, not what it is today. But yeah, that was the biggest thing. And now the Evo is super slow. It's kind of useless if you think about it from a smartphone perspective. Like my phone can do way more than that one can do. Has way more storage. Phones have gotten bigger, faster, stronger.
True.
So I mean now it's before you get an emulator on your phone, it's probably the only thing that's gonna be on your phone. It might just even brick it, with how much space it took. Yeah, the Evo is running really slow, but now you can have that on your phone, have an N64 emulator, PlayStation emulator, whatever you want. Our phones can pretty much play a lot of the older generation games at the same quality and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I use emulators. I got which one is my computer now? I have an emulator for the GameCube on my computer. Haven't been able to get it up and running.
Bro, you should buy a GameCube.
I can't find the game I want for it.
What game do you want?
Some soccer game. I don't really know. I looked it up, but
GameCubes are dirt cheap.
no, then I might.
They're okay. My uncle bought one. He moved to his new apartment, and he was he has an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 4 and stuff. And he was, moving to his apartment. He would have Wi-Fi. He said, well, "What can I get for cheap and play, the story-based games?"
Yeah.
And so he decided to go buy a GameCube, and he bought Pikmin.
Oh, that was a good game.
Good game, And he bought Super Mario Sunshine. Now the games for GameCube have increased in price because they're really good games, and the GameCube was just kind of not really slept on. It just didn't get the same respect that it deserved at the time because of at the time it was released with PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Xbox 360 was out, so everybody's playing Gears of War, Call of Duty, 2K, Uncharted, Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter. Things like that are coming out, and it's okay, GameCube, that can wait, it's for kids. Now looking back, I wish I had a GameCube because I want to play Pikmin. It's not a game that requires online. It's not a game that, requires too much. It requires thought, but not too much thought. It's something that you can play and just have genuine fun. It's genuinely fun games. That's what I like about Nintendo. They make games that are just cool to pick up and play.
I agree.
You can pick up Smash Bros. And just play for a little bit and have fun with your friends. You can pick up Mario Kart on any system, like any Mario Kart ever. You can just pick it up and play a Mario Party. People don't really go, oh well, I don't like Mario Party. I've never heard anybody say that. There are probably people out in the world that probably don't, but they're probably weirdos anyway. So
I just think that with how video games are going, sometimes it's just really, really nice to pick up an old console, or not an old console, but pick up an emulator, play some old games, just, I don't know, get to relive some of those classic gaming moments. I mean, the first time, you know, you played Super Mario 64, you know, it just lets you feel like a kid again. Doesn't necessarily mean you are a kid, but it's just that nice, you know, oh, I remember when this first came out, me and blah, blah, blah were playing, you know? Or like Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64. Like, everybody is always down to play that. It's very hard to find somebody that's just like, nope, not playing.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of older games, we were talking about earlier, Xbox just released its backwards compatibility patch.
Yes.
You want to talk some more about that?
So with the backwards compatibility patch, it is, and there's going to be multiple patches. Multiple patches to continue to add some of the classic games onto the Xbox Store. With that right now, you have the Tom Clancy Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2. You have games like the Gears of War series. You have I can't even remember everything. Halo is on there. Earthworm Jim. Not Halo 1.
Halo Spartan Assault.
Yes. Halo Spartan Assault has been added.
If you're watching this on YouTube, could you, like, in the comments below, tell me your greatest experience playing Halo Spartan Assault? Not because I don't, you know, just only want to know. It's because I've never heard of that game.
It's true.
I've genuinely never heard of that Halo, and I want to know about it and hear people's experiences with it. I feel like that's like a really good barometer of an older game, because you know you can be like, oh, I love playing Parappa the Rapper, and let's say I've never heard that before. Then you explain it, you go, oh, it's so cool. You do this. I remember one time when I was playing it and this happened, and you know stuff like that. But continuing.
So then, besides that, the Sonic franchise is on there. Borderlands is on there. Just the original. You got games like.
Man, wasn't Banjo-Kazooie?
Yeah, the Banjo-Kazooie series. So Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, Banjo. Ooh, what's it? How did you pronounce that other one? Tooie? Banjo-Tooie? I think that was the sequel to Banjo-Kazooie.
I've never played those. I never got a chance to play those games.
They were a lot of fun. They really were.
So you gotta compare platforming games from each console. How would you rank them?
What do you mean from each console?
Okay, like the big three. You know, like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft.
Sony, Nintendo. Nintendo, I think, has done the best with platformers.
So it's going last one is first, basically, or
no? Like, yeah, Halo is the worst. Then Microsoft, or then Sony, then Nintendo.
Well, I was talking about platforms, not like Halo. I mean like Banjo-Kazooie, like Conquer.
Okay. That's the thing. Is like Banjo-Kazooie and Conquer are originally Nintendo games. They originally came out on the 64, and then the developer sold their rights to Microsoft. Because I had Banjo-Kazooie on my Nintendo 64.
Yeah, I've seen it on there.
So to me, I guess it's Microsoft. Microsoft, Sony, and then we have Nintendo at the front of the pack, leading the way. I just think that, I mean, again, Mario, Banjo, Kazooie, a lot of those early games were just definitely meant for that platforming era. That was like the prime of platforms. I don't know if we're quite at the prime for sports games yet.
I feel like sports games have reached that point. Kind of like we said before, like I feel like with the Oculus Rift and with how the connectivity's been, we're gonna reach a point where we're like literally are like watching people play like this game of Madden with the Oculus Rifts on, and they're live streaming it, but we're sitting inside the crowd watching it. It's like an actual game.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I could agree with
And
that.
dudes will be cheering right now. That is crazy.
For those listening on the podcast, not watching this YouTube video, 21 seconds left. I just scored the go-ahead touchdown. It's about to be 7-3.
It's like he planned it. Like for the
I
podcast,
did not plan this.
he was down by 3 points the whole entire game. It was 3-0 the whole entire game. And this last minute, basically, he just drove down the field and scored 5 plays, 71 yards.
I mean, but I've also thrown 2 interceptions. I mean, I got really lucky. Des Bryant was able to get open. I feel like we're also going to have to delete this because I've looked up in the corner, and I'm not sure if Keller is going to come up on the YouTube channel with whatever he's saying. And depending on what he's saying, we might have to delete this. I don't know. We'll find out if we do have to delete it. I'll post something to Facebook and Twitter. That's the one thing we haven't made yet.
A Twitter account?
A Twitter account. I guess we could do that sometime this
You
week.
made a Facebook?
Okay, that's another thing we haven't done. We just made Twitch, YouTube, and the email. The email is We Got Next Podcast
At Gmail.
Gmail.
Let's just tell you a story about this. Let's tell you a story about the Twitch account.
Oh my goodness. The Twitch account. We have 2 Twitch accounts because we couldn't get one to work.
Dude, I think we could have got the first one to work. The reason why it wasn't working is because I was not typing it incorrectly. In the username part, I think I might have put at Gmail. I don't remember though. So I was typing in We Got Next Podcast at Gmail, and it was just We Got Next Podcast, or, you know. So I think that might have been what me messing it up.
Could have been.
Because I don't believe this dude believes I got the password wrong, but I didn't. I did not get the password wrong. I know in my heart. You know, when you type in the password, you're like, I messed up one character. I messed up one character and went back one.
Yeah.
I don't think I messed up that bad.
Maybe you didn't, and maybe, like you said, maybe it is just We Got Next Podcast. I know that I have the Twitch account set up on my profile. It is our username on there actually is We Got Next Podcast. So you can definitely watch us on Twitch. Be sure to subscribe to us on there.
Yeah, I have a Twitch too.
We need to update the channel name on YouTube to We Got Next Podcast. Right now it is Dom/Chris WGN.
Yeah, we can switch that right after.
We'll switch it right now.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to turn to We Got Next Podcast. I've had the person I was playing has quit. They threw an interception.
I wonder what he was saying.
I do too. I'm gonna actually kind of click on our YouTube video after this is uploaded. See if it comes through, because honestly we might have to delete this video.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you're listening to the podcast, at least you'll know what happened.
Craziness.
Yes, very crazy stuff. Since I don't know if this is going to stay up or not, before we end this, I'm going to go back to my team once again. We have had some additional players added. Some players have hit the road, have been traded, sold, just kind of taken care of. Right now, I am running with the speed run offense. So running plays to the outside definitely help out my team. We're very excellent at those. Got some great linemen. The only one that I really want to talk about is this Donald Penn left tackle. He's a 90 overall. It's the team captain. If you did the captain collection for the Oakland Raiders, I did not do the collection. I just simply bought the player. It was somewhere around 50,000 coins. But he's great. 95 strength, 88 run block, and a 96 pass block for the left tackle. That's huge when it's coming from the blind side. It's really hard to run away from that. So the fact that he can block so well is amazing. We still have my Gronkowski, number 107 of the 250 most feared released. He is back down to his actual height and weight. He is 6'6", no longer 7'11". His stats have gone back down to realistic stats. You got, it looks like 85, 86 speed, 90 strength, 96 catch, great release, 98 catch in traffic, which is probably why I was able to win that game. Definitely threw it to Gronk. We got Julius Thomas behind him. Let's go to the wide receivers. I've been able to add Dez Bryant. We still have our Larry Fitzgerald BCA. We got Julio Jones, Brandon Marshall, Ted Ginn Jr. flashback to 2007 with him on the Miami Dolphins. I got Demaryius Thomas. You know I got some Bronco players on the team. Running back situation is completely new. None of these players I had last week. We have Terrell Davis as my starting running back, 94 overall, speed run. Behind him, though, simply because it's the wrong play style, is Walter Payton. Walter Payton is, even though it's a 1 point difference in overall, Walter Payton's still the GOAT right now. 94 speed, 96 acceleration, 94 carry. Elusiveness is high, trucking is high, juke move is high, everything is high. You might as well think that he's in Colorado right now because everything is high. A player that I thought was sold but has come back, nobody purchased. Clinton Portis, he will be back up on the auction block here momentarily.
Yeah, so listen to this. If you have a Madden, it's going to be up there. There's only one. There was none up there. This was the only one that was up there. So if you're looking for Clinton Portis, we got you, bro. We're the plug.
It'll either be on the auction block. We'll be looking somewhere around. We'll probably go at 250,000 coins. If you don't want to do that,
Might be able to trade it.
That's the other thing. It will be on the trade block. I'll probably give it 1 more hour on the auction block. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna do 2 days on the trade block. I want people to see that it's up there. I want to see what we can get as a fair trade. I also got Jamal Charles. You know, little speed back, kind of switching things up. We still have Randall Cunningham.
You need to get rid of him.
He's the best speed run quarterback I have currently. Behind him, simply because I am not in my short pass right now, is Donovan McNabb, the 95 overall from 2002. And then behind him is the 93 overall 1993 version of the one, the only John Elway. So we have 3 legendary quarterbacks. I also have Drew Brees. I'd like to get a better grounded pound, no if overall for all of mine.
I think they released like a flashback or like a throwback. Plays for the Redskins.
Oh yes, there is a flashback. RG3.
Isn't he grounded pound?
I believe he might be grounded pound. I'll have to see how much he's going for because I'm not gonna pull him. We got a pass rush defense. that came up huge for me last game. With that, we do have Harrison Smith at free safety, 88 overall. Got him last night. That was big for me. We got Terrell Suggs coming off the right end. We got Justin Houston coming off the left end. We got Carlos Dansby coming up the middle. My linebacking core is looking beautiful. We're still using the BCA Eric Berry, 94 overall. That man is a beast. We have Chris Harris Jr. of my beloved Denver Broncos. We have Trayvon Williams. I wanted to make sure I said his name right. Just because we're in the pass rush. True Font from Atlanta. Behind them, again, this is just because we're in pass rush and not man defense. We got Richard Sherman. We also have Sean Smith of the Chiefs. My defensive line came in clutch, was getting a lot of sacks in that game. We got Jordan off the right end, Dunlap off the left end. We had, I don't want to get his first name wrong, Dontry Poe. I'm going to get your name wrong, and I'm going to apologize for it right now. We have Star Latulile from the Carolina Panthers, rounding that out. For those that are wondering, I don't know why you would be. We got Hecker McManus as my punter and kicker. We got Ted Ginn Jr. returning my kicks. Behind him is Patrick Peterson. And of course, Walter Payton. It's hard to take that man off the field. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to yet another episode of the We Got Next podcast. I want to thank you, Chris, for being able to come up here again, man. This has been going strong for a while. We have our podcast room up for those that are watching us on YouTube, either now or later. As you can see, we got the Grand Theft Auto 5 map up here on the wall. We got my Borderlands the Handsome collection with the Handsome Jack mask. We got the Giant Zombies map, only available if you picked up Black Ops 3 at 11 p.m. here or midnight in New York. Whatever time they were releasing it, you had to be there for that. We got the Jordan version of 2K16, and I don't think it's in the picture, but we also have some Fallout stuff up on the wall. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Dom.
And we got next.
Again, man.